Thank you, Mr Assistant President. I rise to support the Small Business Grants Employment Incentive Bill 2015, and unlike the members opposite, I rise to actually wholeheartedly support this bill and wholeheartedly support the intent of this bill that will deliver on our jobs action plan of 150,000 jobs in New South Wales. If you were to listen to members opposite, you'd believe that this was some sort of knee-jerk reaction that we came up with because, of course, as they, I'm surprised, have all acknowledged that they actually did oppose our payroll tax rebate. Surprise, surprise. Labor standing against business, Labor standing against jobs. You gave us reasons. They were all bad reasons, but you gave us reasons nonetheless. So what happens here? So is this part of a thought-out plan from the New South Wales Government? Indeed it is. I've heard members opposite yelling across that this is just something we came up with. Well, if I turn to our a re-elected Baird government will create 150,000 more jobs. And if I have a look at some of those policies that are listed, and this was an election document, we see that we will extend the $5,000, the successful $5,000 jobs action plan, payroll tax rebates for a further 4 years under the 30th of June 2019. But not only were we going to do that, not only were we going to deliver more jobs in New South Wales by extending our payroll tax rebate, but we were also going to establish a new $2,000 small business employment incentive for non-payroll tax-paying businesses. Mr Assistant President, what is it that we're doing in this House today? We are delivering on our election commitments. We are delivering on the 150,000 jobs that we have promised the people of New South Wales, and 150,000 jobs that I am confident that we will deliver. Now, if we're to have a look at our track record in this state, if you have a look at the budget papers, which I know honourable members have been poring over for the last 24 hours, they hopefully would have noted that New South Wales has created 205,000 new jobs since April 2011. 205,000, leading the nation. And members opposite may say 205,000 jobs, what is that? Well, if we look at Victoria, in the same period, 157,000 jobs. Western Australia, 139,000 jobs. Queensland, 81,000 jobs. And then if we're to look at the only state that has stayed in Labor hands that whole time, the only state, South Australia. How many jobs would there be in South Australia, do you think, that would be created? Zero. Zero may be close. But zero, unfortunately, is not close enough. In South Australia, they've actually lost 2,000 jobs over that period. And in Tasmania, they've lost 3,000 jobs in that period. So New South Wales, again, is leading the nation, and this plan is part of us continuing to lead the nation. A plan that will deliver 150,000 jobs. And it isn't a plan which is just targeted at small business. It's a plan that's targeted at all businesses because we're looking at payroll tax paying businesses as well as small businesses. And not only are we looking at just, sorry, I should note for 1 second, the members opposite's comments about why we're paying small business only $2,000 when we're paying big business $5,000. Well, the reason for that is because small business at the moment don't pay payroll tax. That is a payroll tax rebate. This is an incentive. It's completely different. So this is an incentive for the creation of new jobs. And we make it easier for small business. We give them longer to register. We give them the prohibition that it's only 1 year that the job needs to stay on the books in order to receive the rebate. So we're about creating new jobs. We're trying to encourage small business to have a go. Small business to create more employment in this state. And if you're to have a look at what we're putting towards jobs in the budget, we are putting together a plan that is $397 million over 4 years to grow 150,000 jobs in this state. And we're well on the way already with adding another 100,000 jobs from what we'd originally said, 100,000 in the last term of government, and we're well on the way to creating another 150,000 jobs in this state. And, Mr President, if we're to have a look at this bill will provide a $2,000 grant for employers who aren't liable for payroll tax who hire additional staff. The grant is to be paid in full or prorated for part-time employees when the additional staff member has been employed for an entire year. Mr President, this grant scheme is closely modelled on the Jobs Action Plan, which recently became LAW law. However, there are numerous differences, which I'd like to highlight a few of them just now. That this grant will ensure that new employees have flexibility, they will not be limited to one new position, but will be able to move within their company, and this will accommodate business with smaller staffs. Unlike the Jobs Action Plan, the Small Business Employment Incentive Grant will be paid to businesses who increase their employee numbers, whether it be part-time, casual or full-time, so long as they maintain this increase for 1 year. Again, the Baird government helping small businesses, being responsive to small business in New South Wales. And why have we modelled this on the Jobs Action Plan? We've modelled it on the Jobs Action Plan because the Jobs Action Plan has been successful. So that, of course, is a $5,000 rebate for payroll tax-paying businesses. And up to the end of April 2015, there have been 101,983 registrations that have been received, yet the Labor Party would have you believe that this is an unsuccessful plan. So this, Mr Assistant President, is of course another plank in our armour, another bow, another string to our bow for our Jobs Action Plan and delivering 150,000 jobs over this term of government. I support the bill. Members on this side of the House support the bill. Of course, the CDP as well support the bill because we know that it puts New South Wales first and will keep New South Wales #1. Thank you, Mr Assistant.